Universal Religion, its Realization, Part 6. With the Hindus, you will find one national idea: spirituality. In no other religion, in no other sacred books of the world will you find so much energy spent in defining the idea of God. They tried to define the ideal of soul so that no earthly touch might mar it. The spirit must be divine, and spirit understood as spirit must not be made into a man. The same idea of unity, of the realization of God, the omnipresent, is preached throughout. They think it is all nonsense to say that he lives in heaven and all that. It is a mere human, anthropomorphic idea. All the heaven that ever existed is now and here. One moment in infinite time is quite as good as many other moments. If you believe in a God, you can see him even now. We think religion begins when we have realized something. It is not believing in doctrines, nor giving intellectual assent, nor making declarations. If there is a God, have you seen him? If you say no, then what right have you to believe in him? If you are in doubt whether there is a God, why do you not struggle to see him? Why do you not renounce the world and spend the whole of your life for this one object? Renunciation and spirituality are the two great ideas of India, and it is because India clings to these ideas that all her mistakes count for so little. With the Christians, the central idea that has been preached by them is the same: watch and pray, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, which means purify your minds and be ready, and that spirit never dies. You recollect that the Christians are, even in the darkest days, even in the most superstitious Christian countries, always trying to prepare themselves for the coming of the Lord by trying to help others, building hospitals and so on. So long as the Christians keep to that ideal, their religion lives. Now, an ideal presents itself to my mind. It may be only a dream. I do not know whether it will be realized in this world, but sometimes it is better to dream a dream than die on hard facts. Great truths, even in a dream, are good, better than bad facts. So let us dream a dream. You know that there are various grades of mind. You may be a matter of fact, common sense rationalist. You do not care for forms and ceremonies. You want intellectual, hard wringing facts, and they alone will satisfy you. Then there are the Puritans and Mohammedans who will not allow a picture or a statue in their place of worship. Very well, but there is another man who is more artistic. He wants a great deal of art, beauty of lines and curves, the colors, flowers, forms. He wants candles, lights, and all the insignia and paraphernalia of ritual, that he may see God. His mind takes God in those forms, as yours takes him through the intellect. Then there is the devotional man whose soul is crying for God. He has no idea but to worship God and to praise him. Then again there is a philosopher standing outside all these, mocking at them. He thinks what nonsense they are, what ideas about God. They may laugh at one another, but each one has a place in this world. All these various minds, all these various types are necessary. If there ever is going to be an ideal religion, it must be broad and large enough to supply food for all these minds. It must supply the strength of philosophy to the philosopher and devotee's heart to the worshipper. To the ritualistic, it will give all that the most marvelous symbolism can convey. To the poet, it will give as much of heart as he can take in, and other things beside. To make such a broad religion, we shall have to go back to the time when religions began and take them all in. One watchword then will be acceptance, and not exclusion. Not only toleration, but for so-called toleration is often blasphemy. I do not believe in it. I believe in acceptance. Why should I tolerate? Toleration means that I think that you are wrong and I am just allowing you to live. Is it not a blasphemy to think that you and I are allowing others to live? I accept all religions that were in the past and worship with them all. I worship God with every one of them in whatever form they worship him. I shall go to the mosque of the Mohammedans. I shall enter the Christians' church and kneel before the crucifix. I shall enter the Buddhistic temple where I shall take refuge in Buddha and in his law. I shall go into the forest and sit down in meditation with the Hindu who is trying to see the light which enlightens the heart of everyone. Not only shall I do all these, but I shall keep my heart open for all that may come in the future. Is God's book finished, or is it still a continuous revelation going on? It is a marvelous book, these spiritual revelations of the world. The Bible, the Vedas, the Quran, and all other sacred books are but so many pages, and an infinite number of pages remain yet to be unfolded. I would leave it open for all of them. We stand in the present but open ourselves to the infinite future. We take in all that has been in the past, enjoy the light of the present, and open every window of the heart for all that will come in the future. Salutations to all the prophets of the past, to all the great ones of the present, and to all that are to come in the future.